It's about that time.
City Views, City Views.
What's happening in your city?
City Views, City Views. City Views, City Views.
You got love for your city?
City Views, City Views. City Views. Ah, City Views, City Views, City Views. Ah, City Views, City Views, City Views, City Views. Ah, City Views, City Views, City Views, City Views, City Views. Ah, City Views, City Views, City Views, City Views, City Views, City Views, City Views.
And good evening and welcome to another episode of City Views. So glad to be here with you on this very, let's just say, ominous weather day here.
Rainy,
in the fine
wet.
city of Torrington. Indeed.
Ugh.
Yeah.
No amount of hairspray is holding this up. So it's awful.
Yeah, we felt really bad for Karen today.
Yes.
But being the trooper that she is, she made it in anyway. And
Exactly.
I, for one, couldn't be more prouder than Karen. And we're really excited about today's show. Obviously, as we're back here live, we can be a little more innovative in our programming.
Right,
So-
but there is a hole right here.
There is.
There's a hole there.
There is. And we are wishing the best for Carice. She came under the weather a little bit, pardon the pun.
Such a jokester he is.
I can't help myself. But Carice, if you're watching, we're sending you all the warmth and love from your comrades here.
Yes.
And wishing you a speedy recovery.
Yes, feel better, and we will save this whole space right here for you for next week.
Indeed, we will. So we got a great show here for you this evening at our new time slot,
Yes.
6 o'clock.
Loving it.
We felt like that might be just a tad bit better for our viewing audience. Some of you working hard, putting in those extra hours. We didn't want you to rush home so you could, catch, this next segment of City Views.
Right.
So we said, hey, let's
So-
cut it back an hour.
Now they're here. It's 6 o'clock. They're kicked back in the
Yeah.
recliner.
Yeah.
You know what? They have their drink of choice, and they've got our beautiful faces. That's right.
That's right. So I think it would be to do it this time if we gave a little shout out love to our sponsors. Kareem,
Our sponsors, yes.
What's up?
Big city sponsors.
you know us,
Got it.
right?
Yes. Our big city sponsor goes out to Toth Insurance Agency, located at 1151 East Main Street in Torrington, Connecticut. Better protection, better value. He can be reached at 860-496-7771. Website is tothins at optimumonline.net. Mel Brickman and Health Markets, located at 16 McDermott Ave, Suite 1 in Torrington, Connecticut. You better call Mel. Number is 860-307-1128. Website is healthmarkets.com/local-health-ins. Brooks, Todd, and McNeil Insurance, located at 69 Water Street in Torrington, Connecticut. They got you covered. The number is 860-598-8753. Website is brookstoddmcneil.com. And next we have Dr. Michael Curry, 30 Peck Road, Suite 2105 in Torrington, Connecticut. Pediatric care for over 50 years. Number is 860-482-8177, and his website is torringtonpediatrics.com. CityViewsCityViewsCom.
And we want to thank our sponsors for their
Yes.
support
Yes.
and
Thank you.
helping us bring City Views back each and every week right here at your local cable access station channel, Altice 5.
That's it.
That's it.
That's us.
That's us. Now, we've got a great show lined up for you. In just a few minutes, we're going to be hearing from George Logan, who was a former United States representative, candidate nominee. He's going to be calling in. He's got a lot of other stuff that's going on now, and he's a part of the Northwest region here in terms of his work with Aquarian. So he's just loaded and ready to go, letting us know all the great things that he wants to get involved with here in the Northwest corner. As always, we're going to have Michelle calling in for our What's Cooking segment.
What's cooking?
And
What's
now
cooking?
now that she's back and
Yeah, from her
Yeah.
hobnobbing in D.C. last
DC,
week.
oh, man.
She was out
She was doing
there.
it
She
big.
was,
She was
doing
doing
her
it big.
thing and all that. Now she's back,
She's
and we are
back.
excited. So.
that's right.
Yeah.
And toward the end of the show, we're going to be hearing from Pascal Nijame, who is a member of Culture for a Cause, real estate agent here, has been for, I think, about 20 years.
And a
She's
fabulous friend.
a fabulous friend.
Fabulous friend. We love our Pascal.
And she's got a great life story, too.
She does.
And I think one of the things that we try to do at Culture for a Cause is, look into the community to see what assets and resources are there, what people, what they bring to the community. And I think she's one of those people who has a very unique story, a great background, and maybe she'll share it with us.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So
Can't wait to hear.
we'll look forward to hearing from her as well. But in the meantime, Karen, I got to give you a little street cred, man. I mean, you got game, girl, and
We got the pink going on.
you got the pink going on.
And
She's a Barbie girl in a Barbie world.
You really,
Plastic.
you really did
wrapped
that.
in
You really did that.
plastic.
God really did
I won't
that.
bore you with my horrible singing anymore. But yeah, Barbie was released this weekend. Did you go and see
Big
it?
at the
I haven't
box
had a chance. I've been extremely
Big.
busy.
Did
so-
you go, Kareem?
office. No, I didn't go.
Oh, I am very, very upset. I didn't either. So
You trying to make me feel guilty?
Bro, I was feeling guilty too.
for a minute.
Had me feeling guilty
Yeah,
too.
no, I did not go, but I'm
that.
getting mixed
Oh, man,
reviews
that-
on it. I don't know.
Mixed?
I've heard mixed reviews. Some
Really?
people are like, mm-mm, and other people are like, wow.
Over the top
with
wow.
the ending. Yeah, they
Over
said
the
that
top wow.
with the ending. I guess there's something about and maybe I'm going to spoil it for people, so don't block your ears if you don't want to hear. But they were saying something about like she comes and talks at the end, like she knows she's a doll, but she wished she was real, and that kind of hit home with people, like maybe what you put out there in the world. You're not
Right.
plastic, and you're not a doll. You should be the real self, and this whole big that's real deep.
But isn't that more aspirational? In
It
a
could be.
sense?
I mean, there's 6 dozen, half the other. Some think that that's, not the way you should be, and other, So again, I'll have to see it for myself and
Well,
make my own decision.
Yeah, that definitely we'll have to do that. However, that makes it even more intriguing in terms of understanding the message that the movie was trying to send.
Right? Exactly.
But by what I've been hearing, people are like engrossed by it for some
Really?
reason.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I was shocked. I mean,
Yeah.
but let's just be honest about it. We're living in kind of a almost post-nostalgic period.
Right.
Right.
So
Right.
it's like, Barbie and that whole, thing that happened back in the day, revisiting those themes and those narratives with a different twist.
Right.
You
Well,
never
and putting
can
it
tell.
in modern society.
Yes,
But
yes.
you know what? To Barbie's credit, I have my own Ken. I have my own real life Ken. That's my husband.
All right.
So yeah, I got my Ken. So I did it right.
Oh, no. Oh,
And
no.
maybe he'll make an appearance on TV one day. But we got to move on because
Yeah, I guess we. Well, okay. So with that being said,
Yes.
Let's break it back down, bring it down here to the local scene.
Gotcha.
Karen,
Yes.
what's going on at the food pantry? And,
So Friendly Hands Food Bank tomorrow on the 26th, though we are live tonight. So tomorrow on the 26th, we have our free pet food and farmers market, 2 to 4 at St. Paul's Lutheran Church. So if anybody's looking for free pet food, it's open to the public. All you have to be is a Connecticut resident. So we're doing that. We've got our golf tournament coming up on Sunday, September 24th. At Fairview Farm, and then we are also doing our back to school giveaway at the Elks Pond on Sunday, August 13th, open and free to the public. We're gonna be giving away sneakers. We're gonna be giving away shoes, backpacks filled with school supplies. There's gonna be a band, food, and all kinds of fun. So mark your calendars for those events, and they are free and open to the public.
could you be any more excited about it, Karen?
I love what I do, and I know that may sound silly, working at a food bank, but it's not. You get to meet such great people,
Right.
and you really get to know, their plight or what's up. And I was a client there myself
Right.
years ago. I was a client there myself, so I know what it feels like to be on both sides of the fence. But I absolutely love what I do, and if anybody or of anybody that's facing food insecurity, please have them reach out to us, 860-482-3338, and we'd be happy to help out. Friendly Hands Food Bank, where community comes first.
Oh my goodness, the woman is a salesman to her heart. I mean, that was smooth,
Take
Karen.
that down, Kareem.
I got
you
it.
can
I
you
got
can you
that.
can repeat
I'm
that.
jotting
No.
Everything.
I'm feeling a little.
Right here, Kareem.
Oh,
Right
okay.
here.
I'm sorry. I left that hanging on. Oh man, I'm so
Are
sorry.
you trying to take my job, Karen?
I'm telling. Well, he's closer. See, there's like a big gap between us.
Okay.
It's like I didn't put deodorant, or you didn't put deodorant on, and we're over here.
Oh, wow.
Or something. Notice the hole right here, Kareem.
yeah,
we
she-
need you back.
She is trying to take my job. Now she's, telling me I smell bad. I'm not,
I'm only kidding you.
Oh,
You
my-
know we love you, Jacque. This show wouldn't be without you. You are the star of the show. You are.
No.
Kareem.
The star of the show is our audience, the people
That's true.
who take the time to view us and support us. They're the stars.
Yes, they are, and our community. Because
Exactly.
our community is what makes it tick, what makes this show, and what we bring you each week is what's going on in our community.
And this show has a 30-year tradition, so there is no way I can even remotely take credit for how this came to be. And I hope
some
that,
great founders, some great founders.
Absolutely.
Timmy Driscoll,
Yeah.
amazing man.
Yep.
And Weibo, and just seeing Weibo in the credits each week kind of just brings a tear to my eye because he was such a vibrant man. I mean, just willing to help and everybody and anything. And he just, great guy, just great guy.
But-
really miss him.
But the thing about people still kind of sense his spirit,
Oh, definitely.
especially those in the arts community.
Oh, yes.
Because he was so much of a player with the development of the arts, and I think it's just like musically, even after you leave behind remnants
Of yourself.
of yourself. So, and with the presence that he had, it's a true statement that he is still with us.
Oh, he is. I'm sure he's proud watching over us.
Well, his sons are doing great. And,
Oh, good.
He loved those grandkids.
Oh, I know.
He really did. So it's really a great thing to see how things are, developing with him. And we send Pam our love and,
Right.
and well wishes, and send her our very best from here.
Yes.
Because he was a big part of the show.
Big part of the show, but a big part of Northwest Connecticut.
Absolutely.
I don't care what you say, Northwest Connecticut as a whole. So.
Absolutely.
Alrighty, so we're ready to go to the phone lines there?
It might be George.
Is it George?
It might be George.
Alrighty,
Let's
are we
see if
ready?
it's
So I
George.
have to push the button here and push the button there. Hello, George.
Hello.
Wow.
How are you today?
I am fabulous. How are you, sir?
Doing great. Feeling good.
You have to excuse Karen and her exuberance. She's attempting to do a hijacking right here on air of the show.
All right, I'm bringing it back
yeah.
now. It's all you, Jacque.
I knew I was in trouble, but hey, you got to take a risk every now and then, you know?
He knew when he asked me to be here that I wouldn't be silent.
It's high risk, high reward. But George, it's so good to have you on the show today. We're keeping our fingers crossed that, you know, our schedules might stay somewhat intact so we can hear from you on a regular basis.
Sounds great. It sounds good to me. Lots going on in our community.
Well, you know, I was talking to our audience a little bit ago about you and your former pursuits in the political world, which you know still have some roots in. However, you're a very versatile gentleman who has extended his skill set into a number of different areas. Take a little time to talk to our listening audience about the current activities that you're involved in.
Sure. I mean, first and foremost, what's most important to me certainly is family, right? Family is very important. My daughter just graduated from college, and my son's 2 years out of college. So raising a family is number one. Two is community service. You know, I'm 54 years old, and since I was in college and beyond, I haven't stopped giving back to the community. You know, it's my belief that if everyone just gave back a little bit to the community, our community, our state, our world would be a better place. So I try to live by that. Growing up, I grew up in an inner city environment, and I spent a lot of time at the local Boys and Girls Club and YMCA, and there were a lot of folks that helped me out when I was growing up. You know, counselors that I knew were either volunteers and not getting paid a lot. And I just thought that when I made it, which to me meant you know, graduating, getting a college degree, and getting a job, that'd be my turn to get back to the community. So I've been involved in organizations. I'm on the board for a YMCA, local YMCA board, involved with the Boys and Girls Club. I'm on the Housatonic Valley Association board of directors because the environment to me is very important. And all of the works that they're doing, you know, in Litchfield County, to be a part of that, it's just been incredible and amazing. I'm also on a couple chambers of commerce, right? One being the Northwest Connecticut Chamber. I've been on that for a little over a year with Jacque, you know, and doing good work. For me, you know, networking is so important. Bringing people together and, you know, bringing all of the skills and passion that folks have to do good in our community, I think is important. And Jacque, as you mentioned earlier, I'm into a lot of things, right? But one of the things that's important to me, you know, family, community service, but then comes music.
Hello.
I love music. Oh, yes. And I love playing other people's music. I love trying to write my own music. I love playing in you know, with other people, whether in a band or just in a, you know, to have an open mic type setting. It's just such a way, another level to connect with people when you're playing live instruments or you're playing for them, or you're expressing, you know, what's on your mind through music. And also, I've always felt that music was a way of bridging the gap between generations, and you know, it's just been a big passion of mine. I play guitar myself. I don't know if you mentioned Jacque, but I'm in a Jimi Hendrix tribute band, you know, but I also like to play folk acoustic guitar. So, you know, good music to me, classic good music, I think just spans all generations and all musical boundaries. I just love good, high-quality music.
Well, I got to tell you, George, when we had the little session over at Red Room Sound Studios, you know, obviously I had to put you on the guest list. And some people, you know, recognize your name and whatnot and your political affiliation and whatnot. However, I don't think anyone expected to hear you perform the way you did. In fact, I still think they're picking up some of the jaws off the floor.
That's funny. You're too kind, Jacque. Too kind.
Hey, bro, you know how I come with it, okay? It's not anything about being kind. It's all about facts. People were very impressed about that. And, the fact that, you were so open and, being congenial and talking to people and, didn't come off as, a goody-goody two-shoes, for lack of a better term. But I think, real people can't help but being real. And I think
That's right.
that's what, I think that's the basis of our friendship and what it's been formed on, and why I hope that we can continue working to do mutually benefiting things for our community.
Absolutely, and that's I love working with you, Jacque, and the folks you have around you as well. You have such a passion, right, for the history of our region, the history of people of color, and bringing folks together to talk about those sorts of things. I think it's just great, and it's like an infectious. You show such a passion, your knowledge base. You draw people in, and people like me just want to be a part of that and to help spread the word as best possible. So thank you for all you're doing for the community, because I really, for one, definitely appreciate it, because it's on that historical side, I would almost say spiritual side, but then you're also, chair of the local chamber there, so you understand how it takes the village here, right, to raise the next generation, and takes the village to work together to to move forward. So, and I also love the fact that you've always been very what we can call it bipartisan or nonpartisan in a way. You're about progress and moving forward, and I really admire that about you. And again, I just want to be a part of that and help out in any way that I can.
Well, you already have, and we always look forward to whenever we have an event. Everybody says, "Is George coming up? Is George coming up?"
That's awesome.
So, you've already made your impression upon the community here, and this is what it's all about, and I think that's why people join in grassroots movements and organizations, because they know it's just simply a matter of rolling up their sleeves and doing what they do best. So. Like I said, though, we're hoping that we can work it into the schedule where you can be a regular contributor here on City Views.
Sounds good.
And we can keep that flow of information going, and you can grow with us, and hopefully we can grow with you.
There's just so much. There's so many different topics to talk about, and I certainly would love to, try to, focus these, conversations on, different particular topics, and, have a go at it, and, hopefully enlighten ourselves in the process of doing research and, sharing that information with folks in the community. I think that'd be great. I'd really love to be a part of that.
Awesome, bro. Appreciate your time, and let's get together again here real soon.
Sounds great. And Karen, I look forward to seeing you sometime in the near future.
Absolutely. It was great to speak with you.
I don't know if she's going to be.
Here.
I don't know if you see her again. She's going to be in her Barbie attire or not, though.
Yeah, well, that was just a one-time only. The hot pink. I had to go with it.
I don't think I'm going to wear my Barbie attire, but I do want to see the movie sooner than later.
Well,
That'd be a sight to see.
I'll let you borrow my husband's Ken attire, and then we'll talk.
Nice. All right, sounds good.
Have a good one.
All right,
Take
George.
care, y'all. Take care. Thanks for the time.
Be well.
All righty. Bye-bye. You too. Bye.
George Logan,
Live on the phone line.
part of the crew.
Yes, absolutely.
It's about that time, Kareem. What's going on with the
Yes,
sponsors,
sir.
bro?
Big city sponsors. We have Toth Insurance Agency, located at 1151 East Main Street in Torrington, Connecticut. Better protection, better value. Number is 860-496-7771. Website is tothins at optimumonline.net. Next, we have Mel Brickman and Health Markets, located at 16 McDermott Ave, Suite 1 in Torrington, Connecticut. You better call Mel. Number is 860-307-1128. Website is healthmarkets.com/local-health-ins. Next we have Brooks Todd McNeil Insurance, located at 69 Water Street in Torrington, Connecticut. And they got you covered. Number is 860-598-8753. Website is brookstoddmcneil.com. Next we have Dr. Michael Curry, located at 30 Peck Road, Suite 2105 in Torrington, Connecticut. Pediatric care for over 50 years. His number is 860-482-8177. And website is torringtonpediatric.com.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much, Kareem.
Yes, sir. Yes,
We appreciate
sir. Yes,
that.
sir.
And I think we're going to be expecting a call here from our 63rd District State Rep.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay.
Karen, you're too much.
My girl Michelle. My girl Michelle, she be calling us in.
But
Let's talk about these.
yes, we're going to create a link on our City Views Facebook page so you can order these beautiful cups.
Yes.
Now, also, too, we're going to see if we can't even get them customized, perhaps,
Maybe with your name.
with your name on it.
Yes. So I'm going to work on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that would be really cool.
City Views merch.
Yeah.
Come on.
You know,
Right?
and
Yes, yes.
I will admit, too, for some reason, it provides a real nice sip.
It does.
Speaking of sips,
Yes.
let's see what's cooking.
What's cooking? Is she cooking on the line? I think she is. So let's see. And
Good evening.
Good evening.
good evening, girl.
Good evening.
Well, well, well. You're back.
I am back.
So fill us in. Tell us all the details.
We want to know
We
everything.
want to know.
Everything.
So, a great experience. Legislators from across the United States. We had representation from 48 out of our states, and we had Dr. Joe Biden came in and spent some time with us as well, talking about the importance of education and early childhood education, which is why we were there to begin with. We roundtabled, we had conversations, we brainstormed, threw out ideas, and a lot of things. We had a breakout room, and Pete Buttigieg kind of kicked us out because he needed the room, so I guess you can't say that every day.
You got kicked by Pete.
Yeah.
We did, but you know what, I guess if that's his role and he needs the room, he takes precedent, I suppose. So,
Okay.
but no, it was an awesome experience, and to be able to talk to colleagues that I know from across the country, and then some that I have just recently met, that for me is what's most important. So we don't reinvent the wheel if we're trying to do something to improve our early childhood educational system, and then be able to share some of the great things that we're doing here, for me, is what's important.
Well, as we discussed before you left, there are some challenges that this generation of toddlers are facing. How you create a curriculum from K through 12, actually preschool through 12. That's the type of issue that can ruffle some feathers. So I'm sure that this conference probably aided you in getting a better perspective on how the implementation of these policies are come to fruition.
That's kind of the tip of the iceberg, I guess, in the big scheme of things, because it's such a bigger conversation than that. We have to ensure that the folks that are educating and spending time with our very youngest residents of the state of Connecticut and across the country are, not only educated and certified, but trained in an appropriate manner. We need to ensure that they get paid to a level that they deserve to be paid. We have to understand that a minimum wage and a livable wage is so vastly different. And also the disparity in this arena specifically, when you talk about early childhood education as a whole, that's predominantly a women-driven industry. And women, as we know, historically are paid significantly less than their male counterparts. So when you have an industry like that is so vitally important to setting the foundation for our children, we have to ensure that we don't despair the pay, the importance, and that's just I think that's the fundamental value of where we stand. Not to mention, to your point, of a curriculum of what we need to do to ensure that when children are ready for kindergarten, that they are ready, and that we're not sending kindergarten children to school that are not potty trained, that might not know letters, colors, alphabet. It's not the same world that it was when you and I and the rest of the folks sitting there with you were younger. The game has changed significantly, and we need to ensure that the achievement gap that we see in our educational system doesn't start before they get to school.
And I also saw too that is it not true that it was just passed that they have to be 5 as of a certain date? What is it, by January or by December? What is the new legislation?
So the new legislation that we just passed said that everybody that starts kindergarten has to be 5 by September 1st.
Okay.
And we were one of the last states to institute that change. And that also is really significant when we have this conversation about an achievement gap.
Right.
Because until that goes into effect, and it's 2024, so not this year but next year.
Okay.
You can have kids as young as 4 and as old as 7 in the same class.
Right.
And that just creates a whole host of hurdles, ones that people might recognize and then ones that people might not recognize.
Right.
And it starts at the younger years, but as you get older, those age variances also create a host of other concerns, not only educational, but social and emotional as well.
Oh, I mean, maturity as well. As I know my mother held me back to go until I was, 5.5 or 5 3/4, so it made sure, but it did make a difference, you know what I mean, to maybe some of my younger counterparts, and so I think that's a good thing too. But you're right, anywhere between 5 and 7, that's a big gap.
It's 4 and 7.
A 4 and 7, yes.
Because you could be 4 years old and go to kindergarten, and then you could have kids that are not, not in kindergarten until they're 7.
Right.
So, I mean, there's, that age gap specifically.
Right.
Let alone the things that are going to come down the pipe, middle school, high school, and the like. How we had a child, our oldest daughter was 17 and a freshman in college because it was okay then.
Right.
She couldn't drive, for a long amount of time, so she was going to go to, college without her driver's license. You're not 18, you're not a legal adult. Hospital medical professionals, they can't do procedures on you. God forbid something happens without a parent being there or signing off. So many different things, and that becomes, not only a health issue, but it also becomes a social issue. Right. And you definitely don't want to put that pressure on when we see the significant components of mental health that has also come to play.
And you hit on something a little earlier that I think has to be one of those challenging issues in terms of social media and the culture. How do you deal with those outside influences that can come into a classroom or an educational situation, or how, do you keep it away?
I think that there's not a written rule on that, right? So And things change so fast. And if I give you an answer for that today, in 6 weeks it's going to change. Maybe it changes tomorrow.
Right, right. Well, this society we live in, everything is so fast-paced and everything, and I think, you know, the way to sum it up is social media is a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing that we have it and everything's instant and we have everything right at our fingertips, but it's also a curse in that, you know, it takes away from a lot of different things like family time and, you know, actually opening a book and looking up some information and things, and the way we teach, the way we learn, and the way we put ourselves out there.
But how do you train or educate a new generation? How do you instill the values in them of that? Because if social media is, you know, causes that much consternation with, you know, us adults, how do kids evolve into that ethos?
Right.
Well, I think, Jacque, you just hit the nail on the head. We're still the adults.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
And we're still the parents.
Yes.
That's right.
And we must lead by example.
That's right.
And if we don't do that, the generations that are growing are not going to understand the importance of opening a book or, you know, going to a library or literally sitting down and resolving conflicts face to face as opposed to texting it, you know, with somebody. Just the little things, as simple as putting down your phone and going outside to play.
Yes.
You know, all of the things that we took for granted in the generations of us
Right.
has, you know, not all of it. I want to retract that because my phone will start ringing and somebody's like, not all of it. But there is a significant amount of things that we have lost. Whether we have lived on the world of supersize, drive-through, immediate gratification, you know, how many people sit down for family dinner? How many people sit down and just have a conversation? Who's taking their kids to the park? Who's going for a walk? Who has the screen time shut off or the TV shut off and say, hey, go play in the backyard for a little bit and let's use our brains to come up with something that's not prescribed by something that you've seen on social media. There's got to be a healthy balance between the two, and that's for all of us. Because if we don't do that, I'm afraid to see what the generations look like when my grandkids are 20 years old.
I think you bring up a salient point. I'm just not sure at how you resolve it, especially when you have, let's just be honest about it, we're living in a day and in a time where we don't know what those core values are anymore. How can we instill those in young people if we can't identify them yet as a culture? And I guess
I think though, I'm you know, not to cut you off, I think our core values are still our core values.
But are they being
Are they
being?
What they look like a little bit.
Are they being
I think they're still there.
Are they being recognized by the whole community? That's my point.
Give me an example.
Well, you take social media, for example. If you have in normal journalistic media situations, you have to have fact checking. You have to have a verification process. You have to have sources that can verify what you're putting out in the ethos. We don't hold that as a value now with our tech companies. In fact, they're loosening those standards. So if we can't even value the truth, how can you expect generations coming up to value the truth?
Well, so I'm going to go back to it. We, as the adults in the conversation, need to set that example. And some of that needs to get reined back in. And we also have to not lessen our standards for what we require as okay.
And what society
or acceptable.
Right, and what society deems acceptable, rather than put it back, a lot on, and let's call a spade a spade. Put it on the parents teaching and leading their kids. Okay, that what they're putting out in society, and rather sending them to school and letting the teachers be parents. The onus falls back on the parents and what they want to put into it and what they should be putting into their children. With the society that they live in. I think a lot goes back to that.
And I agree, Karen, but I also have to recognize, too, that not every child is fortunate enough to have parents,
right,
or to have parents that have the ability to be active like other parents.
Right.
We live in a society where you might have a single parent. You might not have any parents.
Right.
Or you might live in a home with both parents, and both parents have to work to make ends meet.
Right.
So that's where the crux of the beginning of this conversation really started.
Right.
We talk about education, early childhood education, those educators that are there to help set those fundamental core values. If a parent, or if there is a parent, and they're blessed enough to have a parent, might not be able to be home to do that.
Right.
I've learned at a very early time that not everything is as it seems.
Right.
And, maybe it's the dad that has custody. Maybe the mom has passed away. Maybe the roles are reversed.
Right.
Maybe the grandparents. We have a lot of grandparents raising children now. You want to talk about a gap,
right,
in generations. And it's really about educating the folks that are taking care of those folks and, taking care of our kids. That doesn't mean that they're wrong in their beliefs. That's
right,
how they were raised.
Well,
but it's really about trying to learn to adapt to a society that has, I was listening to a thing the other day, and the folks that have invented our social media and the World Wide Web and all of that, and, artificial intelligence, all of those cool things, have said it's moved so much faster than what we can control.
Right.
And that's where I think that we have a responsibility to kind of slow that down. I don't know if ever in my life I'm going to want to be in a car that drives itself.
No, I don't. I, for one, do not. I agree with you. But I'd like to go back to your grandparent portion there, if I may, for a moment. Do we have any news, Miss, I'm going to be a grandparent very soon to share, or no?
No, we are still in holding.
Okay.
We are clearly, and the countdown has begun.
Okay.
Not because we have labor contractions or any of those fun things, but we are absolutely 1 week and 4 days away from the due date. But who's counting?
Oh, who's counting?
Well, so, I'm ready whenever my phone rings to hop on the plane and get where I need to go.
That sounds good. I'm so glad. Well, we wish her good health, and all of you best wishes and good health with the new baby on the way.
Thank you. Yeah, I tell everybody now that when I'm making an RSVP, I'm there unless I'm on an airplane. So please understand if I miss it.
I love it. I love it.
Well,
and my bags are packed. They've been packed for 2 weeks because, as you know, you just never know when the child decides it's time to enter the world.
Exactly.
After this conversation now, I am fully convinced that it doesn't take a village to raise a child. It takes a righteous village to raise a child. And
Jacque, that's true.
And I appreciate all your efforts and everything that you do to make sure that our youngsters get a quality education, Michelle. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Hey, and I know that we're live, so I want to give a couple shout-outs. I know that tomorrow we have a food delivery at the church up at the top of the hill on Charles Street. And then Thursday, we're recognizing yet another Veterans Day at 12:30 at Co Park, so I want to make sure that that's out there as well. Our veterans group does yeoman's work recognizing every monumental Veterans Memorial Day in our history, and so we will be there on Thursday at 12:30 at Co Park if anybody's around in the area to support our veterans.
Great.
That's great.
Thank you so much, Michelle.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks,
Thank
Grandma, and we hope to hear good news
Yep.
soon.
Well, I'll see you tomorrow, and we'll just, I'll see you tomorrow unless I'm on a plane.
That's all right. It sounds good to us. Have a good night now.
You too. Thanks, guys, for everything.
Appreciate
Bye-bye.
it.
Bye-bye.
Do we have another call on? I think we have Pascal on.
We do. No. Okay. Okay. So let me see. How do I get this here?
Boom.
That one.
There you go. Boom.
That one.
Oh, you're good.
Look, I'm getting
You're
there.
good.
Good evening. You're on City Views. Who are we speaking with?
You're speaking to me. You're missing me next to you right now.
Oh, there's my girl. How are you feeling, Carice?
I am feeling much better, and I am so sad I couldn't be on with you guys today.
Well, listen, we've got a big hole, not only in our hearts, but in the setup of the stage.
I know. That's okay, though. I'll be back next week, but I just wanted to call in and give my community updates and area events that's happening.
Well, look at how diligent she is,
I'm
Jacque.
impressed.
You
Wow.
trained her
I'm
well,
impressed.
Jacque.
The floor is yours.
All right, so I'm just going to jump right into it. So Tuesday, July 25th, which is tonight, there's I'm not sure if he's still performing at Park, but the Jeff Blaney Band is going to be there tonight. And then on the 27th, we have the Falcon Ridge Folk Festival, and that's going to be up at the Goshen Fairgrounds. That's going to be the 27th and the 28th. And on the 28th, Richard Thompson is going to be performing. July 30th, which is Sunday, the SpongeBob musical is going to be at the Warner Theater. So if you like musicals and SpongeBob, go on out to see that. And let me see, I have another Friday the 28th as well. There's a summer concert series at Park. And then there's also 90s rock band trivia at Bad Dog Brewery Friday night at 7 p.m. on the 28th. So there are a lot of events coming up this weekend. Hopefully everyone can get out and enjoy it. This rainy weather is supposed to pass, so we're going to have nice, sunny, warm weather on the 28th, 29th, and we better have warm, sunny weather on the 29th. But yeah, I hope everyone enjoys the weekend and enjoys some events in the areas.
Thank you so much, Carice.
You're welcome.
Feel better, girl, and we'll see you next week. We miss you, and don't do it again.
Miss you guys. I'll see you next week.
Okay.
All right now.
Bye.
Bye. Do we have Pascal on?
Pascal, is
I
she
think
calling in?
She'll be calling in a moment.
Any moment. Oh,
Yeah.
there it is right there.
She's like, boom, right on
Boom,
time.
look at that. You
Yeah.
said Pascal, bing.
Man, that's the way you.
Bam.
That's the way we
Pascal.
roll.
That's it.
That's the way we
is
roll.
rolling.
And don't forget, if you want to get these great mugs, City Views mugs here,
These are fabulous.
I'm telling you, it makes the drink so much more refreshing. It's like,
And who's to say what's in these mugs, huh? I'm telling you.
Oh,
Could be water, could be wine.
Maybe.
You know,
or it could have been water turned into wine.
it could be because Jesus was out there before. No.
Now, this isn't a religious show,
Oh,
Karen.
it is not. And I know. I just okay. Yeah, mine was water though.
We might be getting calls from Bible Answers. Don't be trying to take. You trying to take over my job? You trying to take over everything. Let's talk to Pascal. See what's
All
going on
right,
with her.
Pascal. Let's get her on the line. There you go.
Good evening.
Good evening. How are you guys?
Fantastic.
We are fabulous. How are you, Pascal? I miss you.
I know. I do too. I haven't seen you in a while.
I didn't know. You're just traveling all around, being fabulous. I see you were at a wedding this weekend.
Actually, no. We are going next weekend
Okay.
down in North Carolina, down in Raleigh. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice, nice.
How's everyone doing?
We're doing great. I'm glad that you could call in. I wanted to take this opportunity, since you're going to be a regular contributor on City Views, to introduce you to our audience and let them get to know a little bit more about you.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, of course. So my name is Pascal Nidame. I was born and raised in Beirut, Lebanon, and I moved here in 1998 after having met my husband at a wedding in Lebanon. I've lived in Torrington for 25 years. I have 3 children, and I'm a real estate agent with Sotheby's International Realty, and I do business in both Litchfield and Hartford counties. For City Views, I'm part of the remote segment team along with Joe Severo, Shane Scully, and Kareem Holbrook. And what we do is record video segments that highlight local businesses in Torrington and the Northwest Corner. So we want to promote those businesses and we want to support them because after all, we're all one community and we want to help each other out, right?
Right.
That's right.
You got it.
Joe and I are in front of the camera. Kareem takes the drone footage, and Shane is the cameraman and the video editor. These segments will be aired in the coming weeks, and I really hope you enjoy them. And another thing you'll be seeing from me is some short-form videos with real estate-related topics. So whether it's general market data or town-specific data, they can also be about tips on the buying and selling process like staging, appraisals, inspections, and more. And again, I hope you like those videos too and you find them useful.
Well, we do,
So,
and you're a great addition to the team, and we really appreciate everything that you've done for us. We hope that we can get these segments up. Probably it'll be in 2 weeks. We won't be on air next week. There's some stuff going on, unfortunately, but we'll be returning the following week. And we're hoping that we can work on the technical issues of getting the segments incorporated to the show. So,
yeah, that would be great.
yeah, we tip our hat to you, Pascal.
Oh, thank you. Thank you
And-
for the opportunity. I really appreciate it. I
Well-
appreciate you guys too.
I think the more our audience gets to know you, the more they'll like you. So I think I
Thank
think
you.
bringing up that information on housing, especially in this market where a lot of the banks are working on their first home buyer programs, that could be a real asset to the community and get them that very critical information. So once again,
Absolutely.
we appreciate everything that you're doing, and we hope to talk back with you on the next show.
Thank you so much. Thank you, guys.
So-
Take care, Pascal.
You too. Have a
Thanks
nice
for
night.
calling.
Kareem,
Yes,
you got some
sir.
shout outs for us, bro?
What you got,
I
Kareem?
do have some shout-outs. T-Town Shout-Outs is sponsored by the Torrington Downtown Partners, growing downtown Torrington one business at a time. We have Dawn Getaway at 24 Winstead Road in Torrington, Connecticut. We have Christie's Restaurant at 545 Winstead Road in Torrington, Connecticut. We also have health insurance services, located at 438 Main Street in Torrington, Connecticut. We have Wall and Fraunhofer at 117 Main Street in Torrington, Connecticut. We have Soul Latina Cafe located at 31 Hungerford Street in Torrington, Connecticut. We have Jimmy's Store located at 1238 East Main Street in Torrington, Connecticut. 5 Point Art Center located at 855 University Drive in Torrington, Connecticut. And we also have George's Music located at 905 New Harrington Road in Torrington, Connecticut.
Those are the shout outs.
Those are shout-outs.
All
Those are the
right.
shout outs.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. So we go back with our sponsors is Toth Insurance Agency, located at 1151 East Main Street in Torrington, Connecticut. Better protection, better value. Number is 860-496-7771. Their website is tothins at optimumonline.net. We have Mel Brickman in Health Market, located at 16 McDermott Ave, Suite 1 in Torrington, Connecticut. You better call Mel. Number is 860-307-1128. Website is healthmarkets.com/local-health-ins. Next we have Brooks, Todd, and McNeil Insurance, located at 69 Water Street in Torrington, Connecticut, and they got you covered. Number is 860-598-8753. Website is brookstoddmcneil.com. Next we have Dr. Michael Curry, located at 30 Peck Road, Suite 2105, located in Torrington, Connecticut. Pediatric care for over 50 years. Number is 860-482-8177, and the website is torringtonpediatrics.com.
Thank you, Kareem,
Yes,
for the
sir.
shout outs
Yes, sir.
and
Yes,
for the mention of our sponsors. And I can't believe it, ladies and gentlemen, another show has come to an end. I know. I can't believe it.
Can't even.
But before we go, I do want to give a shameless plug. Thursday nights, it's going to be happening. Toho Lounge.
Toho Lounge.
They're going to be jazzing it up. TNT
Yes.
band. They're going to be
Band
making
is
it happen.
awesome too, man.
And as Corey's mentioned, Friday, Bad Dog Brewery, T-Town Trivia.
Yes.
7 o'clock to 9 o'clock. And I think the topic's going to be 90s hair bands?
Yeah,
or
90s
rock
90s
bands?
rock bands.
Hair bands, did you say?
Rock bands.
He
hair
said
bands?
hair,
Hair bands.
They cut their hair in the 90s, though.
No, because that was the
They had the hair bands in the 80s.
Yeah.
I didn't know if that was a thing. It was hair bands or hair bands or hair bands. I don't know.
Just leave it to Karen to just like completely
I missed
obliterate the situation.
I did. But Bad Dog, be there Friday night.
Yes.
You might even see, our new Barbie here.
Barbie girl.
Yeah. Because there's no limit. You can be Barbie every day.
Exactly.
There's not like a
Exactly.
Barbie day. You could be Barbie every day.
Every day.
Right.
Now
Yeah.
that the movie's out, so that's.
She's
what
a
I'm gonna-
Barbie girl
Okay.
in a Barbie world.
Come on, Barbie, let's go party.
That was the jam back in the day too.
We're dating ourselves, though.
That's okay.
Oh.
Well, it's okay. That's okay.
Okay.
Sometimes you just got to fess up.
That's
just
it.
the way it is.
I'll go with my age.
Okay.
We're good. Okay.
So we're good for another episode, right, gang?
Sounds
Yes.
great.
All right,
Good,
guys.
good,
We'll
great.
we'll see you back in 2 weeks.
Yes.
2 weeks.
Yep.
All right, for another episode of City Views. Have a great evening. Stay well. God bless. Good
bless.
night.
City Views, City Views, City Views.